Hey, welcome back. This is Sound Signals. I'm your host, Summer. We help people take back their interest and help them become their own bank. The key to all of this is to pass the knowledge along. All right, let's jump right into it. Gold. So let's just recap a little bit of what we talked about in the last video. We said one of the reasons why we believe 3K, why we believe gold is going to 3K is because of this cup and handle. So the technical, and then we have it breaking out, kind of retesting a little bit there. And then we also, because of the fundamentals, we have inflation. So, and then the news about inflation just came out. So this is probably another reason why gold is looking pretty well. So let's just dive in a little deeper. Let's go down to the daily. And as you can see, it's following my squiggly line perfectly, but that was unintentional. That's just me trying to show you the direction of the direction gold is going to continue in, that I believe is going to continue in. And so far it's looking good. I mean, honestly, it's still it's a little above that buying zone. But I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back down, still consolidating. I don't know, something just tells me it just wants to consolidate a little bit. But since the news did come out about our inflation rate, I could see it wanting to break out because of that. So I wouldn't be surprised of either scenario, really, if it wants to break out because of that news, or people are still trying to digest that news, trying to figure out the numbers and consolidate a little bit longer and then break out. Because the longer we consolidate, the bigger the breakout will be. For example, like this one here. Okay. It consolidated for a minute. So I wouldn't be surprised if it does it again, especially because look how big of a breakout that was. So if it happens again, I wouldn't be surprised. But like I said, once again, if because of that news that came out about the CPI, then we can start to see a breakout now. Gold is right now, I'm just watching it for the moment. It's just looking primed and ready, but I'm just being patient on gold. And also, it is the beginning of the week, so we know how that goes. And once it's the beginning of the week for gold, or actually, no, I should say, I'm sorry, I'm getting my days mixed up. No, it is Tuesday. Sorry, today is Tuesday, and so it is the beginning of the week. So we have to, we have to be a little bit more patient on that. Okay, so nothing about gold because gold is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Now let's get into crypto, Bitcoin. All right, so Bitcoin, man, definitely wrong about wanting it to complete its W pattern. Okay, so I thought it was ready and primed and ready to complete this and kind of hit the next resistance. And then once the conference was kind of over, everybody digested that news, then it was going to fall again. But complete opposite. The conference was a little bit lackluster, and the news wasn't that exciting, I should say. So we definitely had that fall. But what I really want to show you is, I'll show you that after. But what I really want to say at first is this can be the possible last support for Bitcoin. Okay. We can see it hit multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this is the 5th time hitting this diagonal support line here. And that's important because we have a decision to make. That this can be the last support and then it can go up from here, right? Or this can be the last support that breaks and fall down from there, righty? And it could be for this support here, this line here that I have horizontally, okay? But I also want to show you something else. I want to show you this bear flag here, okay? there. Now, this is a little bit of a scary situation, right? Because we have the pole here, and we have the flag, and if this breaks, this can go pretty deep. Okay. And let's just see where it possibly might go. Let's get our fibs out really quick. Let's just get an idea of where it might head to. Okay. So we can see price can actually go as low as 17. Let's just round it up to 18,000. Okay. We can see price go as low as that. Well, I think that's possible. Well, it's always possible, but is it probable? Probably not. That's just my opinion. Is 28 more likely? I think so. But I did hear something interesting at the Bitcoin conference. Okay, it was one of the analysts, and he was saying that they look at the cost of basis for Bitcoin, and the number for the cost of basis was 24,000. So that's pretty much like the average everyone wants to buy at or bought at, basically. And so that's pretty close. That's pretty close to that's like in between that 28 and 18,000, right? And I see how they got that number. That's pretty. I mean, if you're looking at the chart, and I just showed you right now, I'll do it again. Let's show you that fib there. Okay, this is about 24, 23. Let's just say 23 right there, 23.6. Rounded up 24,000. So if this is the average everyone wants to buy it, I could see that playing out. I really can. Okay, but the difficulty of that is of the situation is that we just don't know if it's going to get there, right? You don't know. You could put all your chips in. You have like 3 scenarios, right? You could put all your chips in, and hopefully this is the bottom, and you're a genius, and it goes up from there, right? Or you can DCA, get in here just a little bit. If it falls down, get in here in the next one. If it falls even lower, then you're getting in again, right? So that is all a possibility. And the last one is that you wait, you don't get in here, and you just wait until that capitulation happens or this bear flag plays out, and you look like a genius and you go up and you caught the bottom, okay? That's very hard to do. And what if none of that happens? What if it can go up from here? It can go up from here, okay? So that to me is very hard to call, but that's only your decision, right? That's your decision, no one else's. What do you want to do, right? Are you gonna hold? Are you gonna buy here, and that's the bottom, and you look like a genius? You put all your chips in, or do you DCA just a little bit here, just a little bit more, and a lot more down here? Okay. Or do you just wait, and you look like a genius down here, and you go all the way up? So that's a little bit of a tough scenario that may happen, right? All that, if that happens, it's because of this break here. If this breaks here, then I can see it fall on the next 131. If this breaks here, this horizontal line breaks, then that 24 cost basis area that they were talking about is very probable and possible. Okay, so that's what I want to show you on Bitcoin. Just want to give you those scenarios out so you're not just, or you could be someone who just doesn't care where they buy it, and they're just going to buy regardless, whether it's here, here, here. Even if you do put all your chips here and it falls down, you'll be down about almost 20%. Okay, if you decide to put it in exactly where we have it at now, and then it continues to fall, say at 24,000, right about there, then you'll be down about 37%, almost 40%. So that's still, those are just some scenarios that you can think about when you want to enter this market for the long term, of course. All right, so let's just jump into Ethereum. And we have Ethereum. Now, Ethereum is in that same position as Bitcoin, but it looks a little better. It looks a lot better. So as you can see, last time we talked about how this was a W pattern. It's breaking out. It's going to retest, and then finally, you know, kind of get to this resistance first here, that 39.47 right there, 3,947. You can still say that it's still doing that, okay? To me, this is still a retest. It's just trying to find that level of support. And right now, we kind of have it, right? So same as Bitcoin, we have that diagonal line here, and it's found support there many times, 1, 2, third time finding it, right? And the same thing can happen. This could be the last support and then go up from here. Or it can break down and come down to this horizontal line, okay? And then the same thing as for Bitcoin, we do have a bear flag pattern as well. So let's just throw that out really quick so you see what that looks like. Okay. And so we have the pole, the flag, and then if it falls. Okay. So that's something that could definitely play out. And like I said, it's up to you whether you want to put all your chips in now and hopefully think that's the bottom here, or you could DCA, just getting a little bit here, getting a little bit here, or maybe come even lower. So I want to show you where this might possibly be for the flag pattern here for Ethereum. Okay. So Ethereum is sitting right at that level for the first target right there. You can see that gold, 1909. So right at that horizontal line, that's pretty much where it could fall. And if it falls even lower than that, then we could possibly see it all the way down to a little bit, 1,156. So that's a steep number. And I wanted to show you the percentage if it were to fall that low. Okay, so if you got in here and then you just decided, okay, if it falls, then, you know, you can almost be down 40%, it's 35% really, but that's pretty close. That's a lot. And then if it falls even more, you could be down over 60%. So you have to think about that. I'm just throwing this out here so you can think about the choices that you have. And I just want to give them all to you, okay? Or this can be the bottom here, and you're just going up from there, and you gain a 34%. Or you are patient, and then you decide to get up here. You know, it's all the same. But anyways, I don't want to get too deep into that. I'm just showing you the different scenarios. Yes, Ethereum looks a little bit better than Bitcoin because of how this breakout looks out. Look, you see how the broke out, retest, right on that, you know, really where the resistance maybe turns support is. So it's right in that apex, right here, that apex. So it's pretty exciting to see what's going to happen. I'm excited. Hope you guys are too. Oh, I do want to show you on the lower time frame a breaker structure. So we did have a breaker structure. As you can see, we thought, you know, we were waiting for this buying zone. It never happened, and it decided to break down. So let me just show you what a breaker structure looks like. Let's just get rid of all of this really quick. It's kind of in the way, but as you can see, a breaker structure is when this is the last higher low. Okay, So let's just draw a line across there. And as you can see, this was an uptrend. So we were just following this uptrend. And this is when the trend started to change, was when it made a new higher high, right? It made a new higher high, but price broke lower than this last higher low here, okay? So price broke lower down, and then it came back up and it was resistance. Then finally it fell down. So that's a breaker structure really quick. I just wanted to go over that, what that looked like. And yeah, so that's basically when a trend changes. And this happens all the time. We follow the trend upward, and then when the trend breaks, this is what it looks like. Okay, you just gotta know where that last higher low is. And for this one, it was exactly where we have it at right there. And fell. That's fine. I wasn't in Ethereum, so that's okay with me. The only trade that I was in was the XRP, and we'll get into that one next. Okay. So let's go into XRP. So XRP, I was so excited for you, and then obviously a trend change happened. I thought we were going to complete, at least touch the tippy top of this resistance line, but we didn't. Sometimes it doesn't touch. Sometimes it just gets close enough, and that's okay. But we did mention that, hey, I believe that it was going to at least get here and then fall back down, just because it had that case over its head. That's what we talked about last time. And so, as you can see, that's playing out. Okay. It got as close as it can, and then it decided to fall back down. I wouldn't be surprised if it falls all the way back down here, back to this, 60 cents level. Obviously, to me, that will be an awesome opportunity to get in, but that's just my opinion. Let's just dive in down a little deeper, see what we're looking at. Yeah, pretty solid. So let's just go into the trade that I was so excited for. Here we are. All right. So same thing happened. Last time we spoke, I was mentioning that the video was being recorded somewhere around here. So it was like, oh yeah, technically I can get in, but I was just like, I don't trade during certain times of the day. And I said, I just had a feeling it's going to come back down. But I said, once it comes back down in this area, that I was going to buy. And I did. As you can see, it had, multiple confirmations, but unfortunately hit my stop loss there. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I didn't even look at the chart after that, because I simply was like, it hit my stop loss. That's fine. I'm just going to wait until another opportunity. But if I were looking at the chart, then you can see that it did fall out of this pattern here, right? You can see this triangle pattern. It fell out, came back to retest, and I could have got in, but I just simply did not look at the chart after that. I was like, oh, it hit my stop loss, I'm not going to worry about it. It wasn't a huge loss. As you can see, it's a very tiny loss. So yeah, it wasn't bad at all. But like I said, for XRP, we're just in that bottom of that, trying to reach back down here to that bottom of the support there. So that's just how I see it. Like I said, the reason being is because of the case over its head. And that's pretty much it. So Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Ethereum versus Bitcoin actually looks pretty well. This is the only one that actually probably got to its resistance. And as you can see, it's going to try again. So let me just show you down on the lower time frame. There it is. So first time it got rejected here, came back down, tried again. then came back down. And then let's see if it's going to try again. Basically, we have two scenarios that can happen for this Ethereum versus Bitcoin. It can, break out to the upside, or it can get rejected the third time and then just come back down and test that lower support, that diagonal support there, right there, that trend line. Okay, so those are the one of the two things that can happen. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if it did come back down and just get closer to this apex here. But if it wants to break out, then that's fine. But ultimately, it all depends on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is the king of all cryptos, so, and everything likes to kind of follow it. So if this is the last support and it wants to bounce up from there, then most likely this would be the last support and bounce up. XRP, most likely, well, I shouldn't say most likely, it would probably continue to fall just because I told you XRP is kind of gone into different game of an area. So, but ETH versus Bitcoin, if that happens, then most likely Bitcoin will, ETH versus Bitcoin will probably fall and then climb back up once Bitcoin starts to, once Bitcoin starts to hit its top and then kind of like fall down again, and that's when ETH versus Bitcoin will most likely rise. They kind of go in opposite of themselves. But anyways, that's enough for me. I hope I helped you out with the macro view of the cryptos and gold too, since the news came out on gold, the CPI news report. But I thought the most interesting thing was that the cost basis of Bitcoin, which is around, like I said, 24K. And to me, that's a very interesting number. So, like I said, I gave you 3 different options of what can happen and what you can possibly do. You have to just ultimately decide for yourself if which route you would like to take. But hey, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode on the sound signals, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.